another Exploit BMX how-to on how to paint a bike. As of right now, as you can see, this here Ferrari, gotta paint it down first. I was getting stickers off of it and shaved it. So now we're just shaving all this stuff off because the paint, so then we can paint over it. I'm gonna do an orange, or no, black and red fade on it. Alright, due to the difficulty getting into some cracks, we're just gonna take it apart now.
And schwang, bike's all apart.
Alright, so basically what you have to do when you're doing this is you just have to rub it a little bit and make sure that not all the paint is off completely. You don't have to do that, but just feel your finger over the like scratches and stuff and make sure it's smooth, because if it's not, then it might not paint right. So you just gotta scratch that until it's smooth to the touch, and then you're all good. Alright, so if you got some nasty like stickers to say someone like you did it or someone else did it, look at that. Disgusting. Just use some paint thinner. Look at that. It's good shine.
Nice.
Oh, I'm about to lick it. Alright, now that we got done... done... Is it on? Alright, now that we're done smoothing all of this, you see that it's like nice and smooth, you can get that nice and nice. Now that you got that, you can paint. You're ready to go. Flavor Town.
Alright guys, so back here again. After I have already primed our BMX frame and taken off the chain, I forgot to document this, so I'm just kind of showing you the aftermath here. So here's our frame all primered. I ran a little low on the primer, so like that spot right there I couldn't hit. We took our chain off, so there's that. And out here in my little, I guess you could call it a paint booth. Just a little shed. It's pretty sweet though. Got my whole setup in here. Got a little window for ventilation. You can also open up this door here, mini door. Yeah, we got the rest of the parts in here. So I got our fork. That one's all covered nice. Our other crank will not come off. I don't know why. Sprayed a bunch of oil in it. The previous owner must have left it out in the rain for like 3 years. Here's the bars. They can use a ton more sanding, but I'm not going to worry about it. It's whatever. Stem, I just hit a little quick black on there because these edges had a bunch of like silver scratches and stuff. Started rusting a little bit. Yeah, don't paint in here, guys. Whenever you do paint, this will really make your bars slip. Same with there. And it's also, I recommend, because there will be some overspray. If you're just hitting this here, it'll inevitably get in there. So yeah, just take a little piece of sandpaper, get that out. And I also recommend taking off your grips. I did not because I'm lazy. So you can see they're nice and green. Whatever. It happens. So now after you have your thing primed, you're just going to want to take some sandpaper here. This is really coarse. I don't recommend it. So I'm just going to like sand the wall here and just get it ground down a little bit. Because all we're trying to do is get the slight imperfections that are in the primer out. And then that way we can hit it with our final coat. My primer that I use is just some Rust-Oleum self-etching primer. This is really good because it will not, like, if you take it down to the metal when you're sanding, that will take care of it, versus other primers, if you take it down to the metal, it doesn't protect it like it should. So I use that. For our paint here, we have some Krylon Color Master. It's cheap. They had the bonus 25% more thing. Yeah, so I just picked this up. It doesn't really matter. So we're going to do a black. We're going to also use red here. Same thing, Color Master, just red. And the frame will actually be silver, but I don't have that out here right now. Alright guys, so I realized I probably should check in before I start painting these, just to show you how little I'm actually sanding these. So as you can see here, I don't know how well the camera can pick it up, but we're not going through the primer. It's still green. Right there we went through a little bit because there was a pretty good nick in it. But you're kind of just kind of scuffing it up a little bit. And you're just getting it smooth. I mean, the bars here I took down in more places than I did not because of how bumpy and disgusting these things are, and I just quite honestly don't feel like putting the time into them that they actually need. So they're just gonna stay like that. They're pretty hideous, but I guess that's an exception. Like if your bars are horrible, or any part for that matter, like these, I don't know if I can get it in the camera. There's nothing. Like I didn't touch this with the sandpaper at all. They're just perfect. Like there's no nicks or anything, so I let them go. So you don't even have to do this. It's just if you see something that you think, like that right there, the light's kind of weird, but this little nick right here, I would hit that with sandpaper just to make it look a little bit better than it does. And so now I'm going to paint it. Oh yeah, this is the crank that would not come off. That ended up stripping before it even came out. So I guess it'll never come off now, but whatever. And yeah, see you whenever it's all painted up. Okay guys, so for your first coat, you do not want it to be like what you want it to look like at the end. So I'll just show you what mine looks like here. As you can see, it is not a solid red color. You know, there's some the stupid light. Yeah, you can see it's not a solid color. You don't really want it to be. You want to get a light coat on there. Yeah, see right there, it's really green. I missed that completely. You just want to get a light coat on there. And what this does is whenever you put on your second coat, it's just going to give that something to stick to. And it's just not going to make runs. And it's just going to look way better at the end. You don't want runs because then you can see, like, it looks like a little, like, teardrop coming down. And actually, I just looked at the wall and right there's one. So that will literally be on your paint, and obviously you don't want that. You want a nice, even paint. So yeah, make sure you do that. And if you're inside a closed building like I am, I recommend one of these highly. It's a little filter thing. If you're doing it outside, which I assume most all of you will be, you don't have to worry about it because there's plenty of ventilation. But yeah, paint fumes are really bad, so you want one of these if you're doing it inside. Okay, so now I hit a second coat on that, hit some nice coats on this, and I just went down and got the paint that I'm using for my frame. So this is Duplicate Honda Color, perfect match, Duplicolor. This is really, really good stuff. It has actual like flakes in it. You can see after I paint it. It's a silver, so the frame's going to be silver. This is going to be red. This is going to fade from red to black down there at the bottom. I really think it's going to be a sick looking bike. And yeah, I'll show you what this stuff looks like afterwards. This is like $10 a can though. So yeah, I mean, just keep that in mind. These ones over here were like $4, and you get way more. Look at the size comparison to that. Okay, so I've just finished the first coat on the frame here, and this stuff smells really bad. And so here, this is what it looks like. It's pretty shiny. Still needs a couple more coats, probably just one more actually, and we'll be good. But that's what it's looking like. There are sparkles literally everywhere, including my shoes. And so that's why I also took all of the other parts outside. So now I have to move them all back in here so they can all thoroughly dry, and then I'll put my next coats on. One thing to remember is always keep shaking your can, because it's spray paint. It'll like start to settle and stuff, and you'll get a worse spray job. So just remember to throw a couple shakes in there after every like couple sprays or so. All right, so this is the finished product here. We got the black or the red to black fade here. Got the Hydro Dip front plate on the stem. Did that a while ago on my old bike. Just plain red bars, silver frame. Gonna get a new chain for it that's red and black. It was supposed to go from black in here at the center to red out here, but that didn't happen. Got the faded cranks there as well. Yeah, that's how to paint a bike. Exploit out.